Comrades, welcome back to Realpolitiks. It's a long weekend here in South Africa because the 1st of May is Workers' Day. I believe a lot of countries celebrate that holiday. But anyway, so it's time to get back into our campaign. Since the last video, I received a comment on my request for the Parliament to vote. And it seems, well, we had one vote, but therefore it wins by majority still, to liberate South Sudan and try to add it to our bloc. So that's something that we're going to have to try and do. I'm not sure if we still need to get a core on Sudan. I don't think so, because I don't want to take anything over there. Other than that, let's have a look. We're still looking eventually towards taking over Malawi, possibly Madagascar, but most certainly the DRC. That, I think, is the full extent of our ambitions, territorially speaking. Then, of course, we also have to keep managing this very large bloc that we have. Let's just have a look again at the bloc. So right now we have 4 members. It's not as big as India's was at its peak. Of course, they lost that Central Asian bloc, or the countries there. So we can still expand it, and I think we should reserve that slot for South Sudan if we successfully free it, which I think will be no problem at all. Then we can start working towards possibly more centralization, or even eventually political integration, which might be something like what the Central Asian countries did. I'm very curious to see that, but it could mean therefore that we take over all these countries that are in our bloc. I'm not sure it works like that, but we can find out. So let's get back to the action and proceed. Claim a new land. That's our first task that comes up. Gain a new core province in, guess what? Central Congo. It's like the game knows exactly what I'm planning. So let's see, where is Central Congo? That's of course the big part here. This was Kitanga, I think. There was a war here also in the, I think it was the 1960s. But anyway, let's try and get this going. So gain a core, 40% chance, Central Congo, and proceed. 500 is not too much. Let's hope it succeeds though. So what else is the ones left here? Increase the economic development. That thing is just gonna stay there forever, I guess. And our country could use some general improvement, so the health research program should come after the, which one will be done first? The digital bureaucracy. So that's the next one, so we can get a bit more prestige from that. Let's have a look. What's this? Groundbreaking fossil discovery. Of course, South Africa has a lot of fossils. Our archaeologists have shocked the world with the fossilized remains of a new human relative, Homo naledi. I think this has already been discovered, if I'm not mistaken. That name sounds very familiar. This discovery will bring prestige and fame to our scientists and academics. Hey, prestige for nothing. Fantastic. So Sudan, before you join any blocks, I think we should do something. 30 new infantry have just been trained. Let's have a look at the military very quickly. 196, oh, it's just wonderful. No, they stand no chance. Look at all the aircraft still coming. And armor. Maybe we should wait for that. 62 days for the armor. The Navy is not going to take part really here. Can we even declare war? Yes, we can. It's obviously a neighbor of one of our bloc members. Well, 3 of them actually. So we need a bad relationship, but that's not very difficult. We don't even need to wait for the new units. We can just attack. I'm just going to try to do that before Egypt or somebody gets Sudan into their bloc. Even then it will be no problem, I think, but let's not complicate things too much. Success, and let's do it. So it's the 5 of us against 1, 3, 3, 1 against 14. Well, let's assign everything just to make this as smooth as possible. Secure the front, so this will be along Ethiopia and Uganda. And Kenya, I think. Just carry on, frontal advance. Of course, now we have a really high warmonger, but we've been here before. Capture the roads. They're still trying to set up their ambush. And take the airfields. Let's just get as much as quickly as possible. And air supremacy will happen basically automatically. 61 versus 3. And capture the key cities. Venezuela left the bloc of Brazil. New unit, infantry destroyed, so we've already lost some units. Come on. Done. Almost instantaneous. Take the garrisons. Definitely only attack from a place of superiority. That's the mistake that was made with Mashriq. Oh well, live and learn, I guess. So, next. They were fighting back a little there. Look at that. Oh well, didn't help them. Final offensive, do it. Anything else happening in the world? Success? No. Well, we'll see in a moment. Aircraft done. Assign all of them to join us. I'm not going to use nukes unless it's absolutely necessary. Next elections will happen in about 5 months. I can just close that. The generals can take care of it. Let's have a look around the world and see what's happening. Russia is of course winning against Azerbaijan, which was expected. Let's see, nothing here. Not really. South America, no. Don't see much action happening. Anti-democratic cooperation in defense against imperialism, so it's the same thing we saw before. Wonderful, more growth for us, and the war is over in South Sudan. And here it comes to us now, this thing that we saw before with the space colonies. Mars, no less. The space colonies are becoming self-sufficient and people up there are becoming ever more independent from their respective governments on Earth. It's possible they'll soon completely break away. Add anxiety to province. I don't know what that means. Might just be unhappiness, but we'll see. Hopefully nothing bad comes from this. At least it's nothing immediate. We just have to take care of the Sudan thing. Now, propose the peace and what do I want? Liberation. I wonder, could I pick Darfur as well? Well, I think Darfur is in this part. But no, we're just after South Sudan. Even, I wonder, would it be possible to claim more than that? To leave them with just that one piece? War score required. Well, we win completely anyway. Let's do that. Let's whittle them down as much as possible. Oh, they refused. Well, I guess it's more than we're allowed to take at this point. Didn't know they could refuse if we'd won completely. Oh well, I'll just take South Sudan. And Heglig. I think this is actually an area of conflict today between Sudan and South Sudan, so I think they should have that. Can't send the offer. Wonder why. It's 91%. Oh, peace negotiations in 14 days. Alright, so we just have to wait apparently once they refuse. It's a pity. I really want to break Sudan here as much as possible so they can't pose a threat to the south again. Let's try. Propose the peace and liberation. Those two. Confirm. 3 more days. And try again. They're being quite recalcitrant for a defeated country. And it's done. So we'd have 2 countries now. That's fine. So free at last. Hey, it's another achievement. It's a different flag. New South Sudan. That's interesting. So I guess the people here are now hopefully happy that they've been freed after so many decades again. And we have this new country of Heglig, which is a barrier between Sudan and South Sudan to sort of keep the peace there. I have no idea what prospects this country will have for economic survival, but there we go. Let's have a look. What do we see? Well, they start off authoritarian. That's unfortunate, I guess, because we created them now. But they're on their way towards totalitarianism. If they prove to be some really bad kind of regime, then we'll have to do something against them. 4, 2 and 2. So they start off with force there. Nothing, of course, to worry about. Let's have a look at the south. That's what we're more interested in. As well, they're going towards totalitarianism. And it looks like a default thing almost. Again, 4, 2 and 2. Oh well, let's see if they are amenable to discussions. Looks like it. 87 and 87. So let's see if we can get them into our block. 36% chance. Well, it's a bit better than 1 in 3. Okay, they refuse right now, but we can try again. Just have to look at the stock exchange again. Luckily, no one has created their own in a very long time. Shouldn't speak too soon, but I think we're relatively secure. We'll just get somebody else if they leave. 15%. There's no decisive lead anywhere. Oh well, it's still better than nothing. Uganda might leave, so let's convince them of our goodwill. And anything else right now? How long do I have to wait for South Sudan? 70 days. Well, before I can get anyone. So we just have to wait a month. Let's see, Azerbaijan is still there. Now the moon is coming up. Ah, well, space independence. Just more anxiety. Just clear all of this. New South Sudan. Well, I think we did something good. You see, even our warmonger level is not what it was, the 100 and something. Improved with Uganda, so they're happy again. It's 2 months, I think. Peace treaty between Russia and Azerbaijan. Well, they didn't take them over outright. That's interesting. Maybe the Russians are getting tired of all this warfare. Oh, it's a complete disaster. Our spies were caught by DR Congo agents. Oh, come on. And there's the warmonger up again. Oh, well. Second place, but it's not the time yet. It's only in 2 years. What do you want? We're proposing mutual cooperation between our intelligence services. We could definitely learn a lot from each other. I think that's very appropriate. And we also have a chance, gain core on a neighboring province, chance to fail will be less. That's fantastic. That's exactly what we want. But now, will you join us? Have to wait 2 more weeks? If we can, I'll ask Heglig as well, but it's getting a bit much now. Let's just accept the changes for the election. Four days, 3, 2, come on. And it's done. Fantastic. Another member to the bloc, a brand new country here. Is it possible to get another one? It looks like there's no real limit. As long as we have enough units to warrant it, we can add as many members to the bloc as we want. Well, it looks like that anyway. Failure, gain a province. Okay, just clear all of this. We lost a lot of infantry there. Let's just get some more. Only 53. That's not so much. What happened? Let's get another 50 then. Maximize this thing. Also, the other thing is we need to start paying off debt. US spies were caught. Oh dear. Well, I guess the CIA is losing its touch. Just seeing here, 35% chance. There's so many of our bloc members who want to leave now. Let's just have to improve relations quickly. Even Uganda, we just improved relations with. There must be something about our relations that suffered with the DRC incident. Kenya, or it could just be that we are sort of reaching the limit of our block size, and the more that we add, the more likely it is that others will leave. War between Venezuela and Guyana. Well, that's interesting. I guess that's why Venezuela left the bloc of Brazil. Probably going to be very decisive there. Not sure actually. What's the status of Guyana? 1. It has 1 infantry. It must be the weakest country in the world. Failure with Ethiopia, but success with Kenya. So they're happy. Let's just try again. We really can't lose Ethiopia. What if we make an investment? Angola is still happy at least. Let's also invest in South Sudan. There's a lot of things happening here now. Let's see, what's the status of the world? Still very quiet it looks like now that the war is over with Azerbaijan. But of course, exception in Venezuela. 50 more infantry join our forces. Excellent. Japan, nationalist movements. Oh dear. An expansive mood has taken over Japan. Gaining control of Sakhalin, the former Japanese island, would be a great start to restoring the Japanese empire. Well, it doesn't affect us directly, and good luck to them if they want to fight against Russia. Pakistan is bankrupt. I don't think there's been a video now for a very long time where Pakistan has not been bankrupt. And it's a failure with Ethiopia. We can't even invest there. They might leave us now. I don't know why everything is failing there. What if we... at least the one flourished. So give me some money. We need to pay off debt. Failure in South Sudan, but that's not an issue. The Ethiopia thing is an issue. Let's try and help them. And now that we have quite a bit of money, let's pay off some debt. This is a long-standing issue now. I'm just going to spend all of it. That cuts the debt right in half. We're almost done with the advanced industries in Cape Town. I wonder then if it's really a good idea to invest in these really expensive projects in space. Because if they just become independent, then what was the point? Oh well, failure to make the investment. Let's just clear all this stuff. Maybe we can get some more units. Not that much, but maybe some more transports. I think that's always something we can get. What's happening in the UN now? Nothing. Come on, Ethiopia. Success at least. So the chances now drop to 6, so it does make a huge difference. New head of the church. The congregation has chosen a new bishop to lead the flock. Of course, we don't know of what church. That looks like some new thing there. But, of course, I'll take the score. Australia left the UN Security Council and Saudi Arabia joined. I guess that's what the flashing icon was for. But now, when do we get to join? Let's have a look at the stats again. Money, now GDP size. So we're up to there now, Saudi Arabia, and we are 19. Well, I think we improved one spot. It's taking quite a long time though. Well, GDP, let's see, how much do we need to get to 12th place? 10,800. So basically double of our current GDP. That's crazy. Oh well, we'll see how far we get with that. Maybe it will never be achieved, but I'm going to try still. But it's basically one of those things that just happens on its own, as long as we make good decisions. Peace with Sudan, it's not really relevant. I'm not going to make further war there. Let's just see if Heglig will join us. 5% chance, so not really. Bloc of Australia is destroyed. Whatever happened between Indonesia and Australia? I don't see any territorial change, so I guess it was just some reparations or something again. But now who won here? I'm not sure. Probably Indonesia. They were leading the last time I saw. And Sweden left the bloc. Yes, then it's definitely Indonesia that won. That's why they're the ones that broke the Australian bloc. So obviously they will not be interested in joining our bloc. Zero, never mind. I think the thing here is with the culture, with Heglig. If we look at South Sudan, its culture is Nilotic and African. No, hell, that's the same as Heglig. Maybe it's just pure distance as well. It's just too far away. 5% is almost guaranteed to fail, but I'll try one time. I'm not going to keep spending this much money for 5%, but okay, I'll give you one chance. And you refused, so you are on your own. Your purpose was anyway just to create a buffer with South Sudan. Now, what else? Almost done with the digital bureaucracy. Improve with Ethiopia again. So this is something now that we're going to have to stay on top of continuously, just like the stock exchange. But again, there's a direct benefit for us. Come on, almost done with the advanced industries as well. That takes such a long time though. No offers from anyone? Surprising, it's quite a rare thing actually. Digital bureaucracy is done and we do have some money again. The money really is coming in fast now compared to when we started. So let's see, the one is now, I think, health research. Yes, right here. And that gives us more population growth. Well, I think that's okay. Research new medicines and healthcare so people live longer as well. Success, so everyone is happy again. Occasionally we just have to, give the usual platitudes to all of our allies. Natal is not very happy. Interesting, I don't know why. Guess they want to make sure that the colonies stay, connected to us. So they're a bit upset with that anxiety there. Advanced industries in Cape Town, so hopefully this will give us a bit more to our budget there. A small jump, I think. Greece declared bankruptcy, well, it's still climbing. So I guess it's not an immediate thing. If we just have a look again, what was the benefit that we were supposed to get from that? 100 province GDP. So basically all that it does is it adds 100 to the money, I guess. GDP. Must be. Oh well. Also maybe GDP growth. Let's have a look at that. Or the economic development level. That might be how we change that. It's still low. Nothing has changed there. Anything else to do? We've managed to catch agents from Switzerland. This is our nuclear ally. Why are they spying on us? Greece, what do you want? Would you like to share some of your IT solutions with us? We're willing to pay a good price. It just costs us action points and money. Okay, that I can live with. Peace treaty between Venezuela and Guyana. So what happened? I don't really see any changes. Trinidad and Tobago. It's not many of the Caribbean islands here on the map. Just Trinidad and Tobago. Of course you get the big ones like Jamaica, but none of these smaller ones. Should we try investing again? Let's invest in Johannesburg, since these things take so long. Let's invest in advanced industries. We have the money, so get it going. First we should take care of our starting territory, and then we'll go to Botswana and Zimbabwe and so on. Spreading patriotism. We could use our culture program to spread patriotism among our citizens. Propagate militarism, definitely. I don't think that will make a change because we should have maximum militarism already. Yep, makes no difference. At least it keeps it there. Stock exchange in Australia was closed. I bet you that's due to Indonesian actions. Now Uganda wants to leave again. Come on now, that's not necessary. That's the only real problem, I think, with these wars that we get into. Because it damages relationships, it will make keeping our bloc together more difficult, because it's still a war of aggression. If it's a war of defense, I'm sure it's different. Let's just stop there because I see something interesting. So yes, we'll just have to keep an eye on that. Anyway, war between Japan and Russia, that's going to be the slugfest of the millennium, I guess. I'm sure there'll be nukes used in this war. Is Japan a nuclear power at this stage? Let's have a look. Nope. Oh yes, they are. Second of all. Interesting. Okay, Uganda likes us again. The UK has opened its own stock exchange. We'll have to sabotage that. But in the meantime, I think we can just take Australia. Although we do have to wait a while. So Japan is actually more of a nuclear power than Russia now. Interesting. How the pendulum has shifted. See, stock exchange in India. And what's the other one? The UK, I'm sure. Yep. So how does this affect us? We don't have India, I think. Nope. So we just have to kick out the British then. Remove them and sabotage their efforts. So many options here. Nuclear sabotage. Slander the stock exchange. Go for it. Costs us 2,000, but okay. Panama is bankrupt. Stock exchange in France has irrelevant. Not a member of our bloc. So yes, I'm very curious what will happen here. What did I tell you? Japan gets nuked again. And what happened? It was a successful HQ attack by the Russians. Of course they get 12 warmonger, but I still don't see them there. But they are of course the defender in this war. So yes, I guess their warmonger level is just not very high yet. Well, Japan has definitely been preparing. You can see 54 versus 11, but the Russians will catch up to that soon, I think. The Japanese only have one transport. That will be a real problem, I think. But I guess they can just keep making more. So they obviously also got that technology. Malta is bankrupt. Peace treaty between Mexico and the US expired, so maybe they'll go at it again. Just have to see. Kenya is a bit restless now. So it's already going against the Russians. They are just trying to ambush, but the Japanese are trying to capture the supply lines. The Russians have only one ship in their navy. Not very likely, but okay. Next thing done, advanced Star Wars in less than 80 days now, and Pakistan is bankrupt again. Slander was a complete success. No idea what hit them. Failure with Kenya. That's not good. So does that mean they stop operating now? No, they're still open, even though Kenya left. That's not nice. That's not nice at all. Only 9% chance that they'll join again, and there's my timer going off. So it does seem like the more members we have in our bloc, the more difficult it will be to manage them. Let me just pause there. Some stock market things I have to take care of. And I see Malta wants something. Well, if we can't sabotage the British stock exchange at this point, then we'll just get the Australians or somebody to join. Although we still have to wait 141 days. Let's see, Malta, I'm sure you want something because you're bankrupt. For further improvement of our country, we need some highly educated groups of specialists. We suffer in our HDI. To help us introduce economic reforms. Well, we have 165. We can afford to part with 8 for 1 year. Okay, we'll help you. We should start spreading some more goodwill in the world, I think. After all our wars. Let's have a look at our relations with the world. You see, it's not good. Not good at all. Look at this. Only Bolivia likes us for some reason, and the US of Central America. Yes, that's not great. Of course, the South Sudanese are very happy with us, but that will also decline over time. Anyway, thank you for watching. That's been another episode. I'm not sure if you'll have a long weekend, but if you do, enjoy it. And if you don't, also enjoy it. So, hope to see you next time. Have a fantastic day.